Okay, this is Rank Carcass here again. January 1940. This is part 2 of the German strategy turn here, where they've attacked France and Poland. Basically, this video is going to have the first 8 minutes or so being my convoy lines and convoy disruptions caused by the Germans on the British, and then it will be followed by about 12 minutes of the Vichy rolling and whatnot, and then a final conclusion here with the status of the board. So if you want to skip to one section or another, here's your heads up. And there we are. Let's bring these clips. Okay, I just did the 1940 turn for Germany. They've successfully taken over Poland and France. They started Vichy. I did not do the Vichy rolls yet, and I forgot to show all the convoys I would have been doing as Germany too. So just on the these little yellow escorts here, I put those down as the British. It doesn't have to be exactly like this. It could be anything. It depends on what the British player is doing. I just threw one down so that there'd be one or two on every line. I've even got one over here for the FEC for that line. You know, I left some of the ships still in the med here. I'm not sure what the disposition of these ships would be. It all depends on the player. You even have an escort on this line in here because you can convoy it out here. All right, so that is another thing you're going to be doing. You're going to be trying to hammer at the British income, and you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 shots at the British or FEC or French income to bring what they have in the bank even lower. Doesn't really matter with the French though, because you already got their money. You're going to collect their money. So that is German from the fall of Paris to spend on German units next turn. All right, you know what? Let's just roll those convoys because I forgot to put that in my last little video here. So let's do this one up here. So that convoy line's worth 5. Let's see if the British can get anything with their, we can get anything from the British. Okay, so let's get a different colored die. That'll make it a lot easier. All right, let's slap this giant thing over here. There's not a lot of room for it. All right, so convoy up there. We're gonna make the German black and the British red. Let's see what happens. Oh, it's a 6 for the British and it's a 5 for the Germans, but they get a +2 for it being a sub. So that's actually 6, 7. So that's $1 out of the British income. All right, there's 2 escorts on this line, so they're both going to roll to see if they can kill the sub. One's a torpedo boat destroyer rolling at 2, the other one's a destroyer rolling at 4, and we get nothing. There, well, actually, the 4 hits, so that one's dead. But it took $1, so it's $1 out of the British income. Now let's go down to here. Okay, I'm going to just have to relocate this. I'm messing up all the American stuff, but it doesn't really matter for the sake of this. So this guy got killed. Now, let's do this one here. There's 3 escorts on this line. They really want to try and eliminate some troops. So the German is black again. It's a coastal sub, so it's +1. And oh, look at that. That's horrible for the Germans. 3 versus 5, they get nothing. Now, you got 3 destroyers rolling at 4. Oh, they all missed. There you go. Nice. Now, let's try this here. So we only got nothing off that line. So we're going to send one of these subs on that line. Let's do it again. German's black, +2. Oh, that was a good one. That's 6 + 2 is 8 versus a 2. So 8 minus 2, right? That's 6 damage for that. So this one is 6. And this one here is 1 income. Looks like I need some more dice here. Grab me a handful of black dice. That way it makes more sense. So that's a 1. All right. And this one was nothing. This one here is a 6 on that line. So this one here is going to hit the line going into the med, which is worth 6 for the British. So let's do that again. The black is German +2 sub. Oh, look at that. That's a 2. And that's a 4 with a +2. So the difference is 4. So we're going to take $4 off of that line as well. All right. Now, oh, this guy's dead, so just throw him in with my corpses up there. Got a whole bunch of dead units from the Paris attack, and then a bunch of dead units from the polar side. So, all right, another convoy. There's no escort on this line, so this one's going to be a little bit easier. We are just going to roll a black and a red. Oh, that's no good. It's a 6, and a 4 + 2 is 6. It balances out. No earnings. All right, so nothing happened for the British there. Now let's do this last one here. That's on this FEC, the Indian Ocean line. And the Germans got a 5 with a +2 for 7. But the British got a 3, so that brings it down to 4. So that's 4 off of that line. All right, so let's add that up and see how well we did. Oh, except for there's one thing. I forgot to roll the attacks on this sub. So 1, 2, 3 on escort at 4. That's a hit. It's dead. Now this sub here, there's a 1 on escort in the med and 1 on escort here. So we're going to roll 2 at 4 because they're destroyers and they're misses. So that one is still alive. All right. There's nobody to roll for this one here because there's no escort on this line starting here and ending there. So we'll leave that one alone. But this one's got 1 escort. So we're going to roll 1 at 4 and it's a hit. So there you go. Lucky destroyer hits for the British. Now, let's see what happens to all this income they lost. So, the British, off their convoys, have lost a total of 4, +4, +6, +1. So, add that up. That's 10, $15 out of their account. Comes right out and goes into the bank. Now, last turn, the British made 24 and 39 because we said they get a fluky roll, so there we go. Instead of 24, we're going to give them 15 into the bank, and they made a whole 9. So just like that, $15 they lost. That is how you use convoys. I keep forgetting to use them though. As you can tell by this video, I forgot to use them again. And that's a good way to use escorts here. All right. Now, do we want to do the Vichy France rolls? You know what? I'm going to do that in a separate video here. We'll do all the Vichy rolling and see what happens with that. See ya. Okay, I'm just going to do a quick video here on Vichy rolls. The scenario here, if you find it familiar, I was just in the middle of doing the German strategy video, and I just took Paris, and we placed a marker here for Vichy, but we've rolled nothing for Vichy. So let's get to it. Now this is all available in the rule book. However, I made myself a little player aid. I gave one of these to Germany and one of these to France. It's got everything that happens with Vichy right out of the rule book. I just put it all in one bullet form here on the page with the little Vichy flags there. That way you can figure it out as you go along. So, alright, immediately after the British surrender, the German may opt to create a new neutral country called Vichy France. No British units may be located in Marseille. That condition was done because France was not at war till the start of the German turn, and Germany used its double move to eliminate France and Marseille before the British had an opportunity to land any troops here, or the French to take any troops out of here. Okay, so that's good. All right. Results in the immediate surrender of all French units remaining in French home country. If Vichy France isn't or can't be created at this time, then all French colonies and forces become Free French. All right. Marseille becomes the capital of Vichy France, place a roundel on its territory, and German roundel on all remaining territories of mainland France and Corsica. So the German is everywhere, mainland France and Corsica, and the Vichy France roundel is there. All right. Vichy is a neutral nation and will align with Germany if attacked by Allies Comintern, and becomes Free French if attacked by Axis. So it's basically just a neutral country that will, same as Yugoslavia, for example. There you go. So it just becomes a neutral. Okay, Allied forces. If Allied forces are in any other parts of France, they remain. So if there were British forces somewhere in France, it would remain, unless, however, if Paris is encircled with Allied units in it, those units surrender with Paris and are removed from the game. They're not an issue here, but it could come up. Vichy Army is 3 infantry, which I'm just going to use French for, because I don't have a fancy Vichy color yet. So, actually, you know what? We're going to use the German gray, because that makes perfect sense. Now we'll just leave it as French. German gray it is. Look at that. Indecision in action. German alignable gray. So it's going to be the same color as my Spanish Civil War units. Although they're not really alignable. But we'll just put them down here. Yeah. You know what? Screw it. Let's just go Vichy French as regular French. It'll be much less complicated for everybody else in the game with these. So they're going to get 3 infantry, a fighter, and an artillery in here. So 3 infantry. Look at that, just knock my things around. A fighter and an artillery. And these units do not move. So, there you go. They do not move. Now, what else happens with the French surrender is we're going to be rolling for all these ships. So, French colonies, let's do them. Well, let's do the French colonies first here. Alright, so we're going to roll a d12. On a 1 to 6, they become Vichy. On a 7 to 12, they become Free French. And you roll some of them together. So all of Algeria here, northern, western, and southern, gets rolled together. That is a 9, so that stays French. Tunis is worth $1, so that's an 11. That also stays French. That's not doing too well. Morocco right over there. Another Free French. What is going on here? All right, Syria up there. Okay, that goes Vichy. Not that it really matters. It's one tiny little place, but there you go. Syria for Vichy. Now I could roll all these colonies individually, and technically that's what you're doing. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do those quick here. But first I'm going to do all the ones worth money. So we have Madagascar there. That's worth $1. So let's see. That's also Free French. Lucky French. All right, and the last one that's worth $1 here is we've got the mess I made with the battle board fighting the Battle of Paris, but we've got Hanoi and Saigon over here. They roll together, and that's a 4, so that's Vichy. So there we go. But actually, since it's on this side, it doesn't go Vichy. It goes Japanese. So anything on this side of the board becomes Japanese instead of Vichy France. The Japanese just take over control of it. So there you go, and there you go. So the Japanese just went up $2. Look at that. You're doing things for your friends. New Caledonia here. No, that's Vichy, which means it is Japanese. Funny how these things work. Eh? Can't get anything on the other side, but this one I'm getting a lot of. All the Japanese are getting something out of this. All right. Now you got this one here, French Somaliland. 12, French. All right, we're going to go through all these little ones down here. Cameroon. French. I can't even say that. French. Chad. French. What the heck? Niger is 6. Vichy. Dahomey. It's a 9. French. Ivory Coast. That goes Vichy. French Sudan. That's Vichy. French Guinea. Vichy. Mauritania, Free French, and the last one I can find here is French Ghana, and that is also Vichy. So there we go. That's it. So the Vichy French only managed to take $1 worth of land zones away from the French, so they go up to 2 because they also have their dollar here. The Free French only collect 1, 2, 3, and from Madagascar 4. So they are at 4, and the Japanese are going to collect these 2 others. So what's happened to the Vichys is, with Vichy, is the French have gone from 17, losing a bunch to the Germans, losing 2 to Vichy, and losing 2 to Japan, to 4. And Vichy money actually goes into the German pocket just like a bonus income. Don't forget to collect it. That's that. So let's roll some Navy. Navy. The Navy is a little bit of a different roll here. Vichy Navy, for each French Navy in the roll, let's see, 1 to 3 is Free French, 4 to 6 is Sunk, 7 to 10 is Vichy, and 11 to 12 is Joint Axis, which would be German, or in the case of that transport over there, Japanese. So let's roll that transport over there. Alright, and that is a 6. I believe that is scuttled. Gone. That boat is sunk. Alright. I'm going to use the blue for the sub and the purple for the transport in there. Do that again here. Alright, that's a 10 and a 9. That makes them 7 and 10 is Vichy, so these 2 are Vichy. Alright. Now let's see, what do we have over here? We've got 2 subs. Let's roll those together. Alright, 1 is scuttled and 1 is French. So 1 is scuttled, 1 is French. Torpedo boat destroyer and a regular destroyer. Torpedo boat destroyer, I'll roll it blue. You don't really need to see this, but okay. Torpedo boat destroyer is sunk and the destroyer is French. Now, what else do we got there? We got a cruiser. Let's see what happens with that. That's a 7. 7 is Vichy. So, what we've managed to do for Germany is sink a bunch of ships. We're going to just leave these guys here separate. But these are all Vichy ships here. So if somebody wants to amphibiously assault Vichy here, they're going to have to come into the mountains. Or they're going to have to come, if they try to, at the port here, they're going to have to fight those ships. These are French ships. All right, now let's move on to this battleship and the 2 destroyers. I'm going to roll the 2 destroyers together. One's a 3, so that's French, and the other one is an 11, which makes it German. Well, look at that. So, French and German. So, one is German and one is French. So, this is immediately after the attack, so you still have your non-combat move after this, but after you're rolling this. You're rolling this right after combat, before non-combat, by the way. There's just too much stuff going on in this turn for me to show that in videos properly, so. Alright, the battleship. Let's see, maybe the Germans can get a battleship. Nope, that's a Free French battleship. That rolled as a 1. Would have been handy for the Germans to have that sunk or anything but French, so there you go, those are French. Alright, so that's the Vichy Navy roll and all the Vichy unit rolls. So there you go. The French Navy is now a destroyer and a battleship, along with a destroyer and a sub. They've lost a transport, a sub, and a cruiser to the Vichy. And the roll has sunk a sub, a torpedo boat destroyer, a transport, and, well, this turned into a German destroyer. So that's how Vichy played out. Not very good for the French, but they at least kept some land zones. They own all these. So let's see what happens there. Okay, that is the Vichy creation. And at the same time, the French had $11 worth of income. I know this video is kind of going all over the place. I'm not sure, but here I had the Germans building 5. We're just going to place that here so I can take their money off. There we go. Done. So they spent all their money. Now they collect the French money. Then they also collect their money. Now we'll figure that out later. But yes, the French money goes to the Germans here. Okay, this is Rank Carcass again. I just finished adjusting the board after that ridiculously long German turn in January 1940, where it attacked France and Poland. This video is going to be coming in a clip after the takeover, or the Vichy rolls, and the forgotten, well, not forgotten, but they weren't, it was just too much to put in one video, so I figured I'd just put it separately, the convoy rolls for the Germans here. So here's, I got income for everybody across the whole globe on this one here. So I'm just going to go through it here quick. Vichy's now at 2. For Communist China is at 2 as well. The Australians started at 3, but now they're at 7 at wartime income. FEC started at 5, but now they're at 14 wartime income. I'm assuming, well, China's at 6, but who knows? Depends on what Japan's doing. Japan's done nothing. It was at 16, and due to the increase of income with the French Indochina, they go up to 18. America I had shown as 18 in my last video, but they also get a $5 bonus because Germany had declared war on Britain or France. So there we go. Oops, taking the wrong one off here. All right, 18, 4, 5, 23 is what it should be. Russia, I had moved them up. I assumed that they signed the pact. However, if they did not, their D12 roll would have increased their income anywhere from 21 to 32. So it could be anything in there when Germany aligned. Romania. So we'll take a look at that, but let's assume they signed the pact just because it's easier to show here. I'll do a Russian video later where I'll show your options similar to what I did with the Germans here. The British are at 25. They could be at 26 with Belgium, or if France makes it their capital in Belgium, we'll normally give it to the French instead. But we're going to assume that they don't, so we're going to give that to the British. And the Germans are correct at 40. All right. And that's without bonuses, that's just their incomes. Okay. And now I have one correction here. Ooh, just about slapped that phone down. That would be bad. When I did the convoys in the previous part of the video, I'd taken $9 or $3 off the FEC, or $4 off the FEC convoy for these guys. I shouldn't have. That one convoy way in the Indian Ocean would have been an FEC convoy, so the FEC had 5, they should be losing 3. It maxes out at 3, so it's not 15 that the British Empire is losing, it is actually 14, just because of that. Alright, now let's just do a quick pan over. Another thing I did not do, non-combat at the end of the combat move, Vichy's decided, right? So this became a German sub, or German destroyer. Germany would move this if it's smart, 1, 2, and 3. And if it can't, then it would just be stuck there and fight. Depends on where the French leaves their fleet. The Vichy fleet goes to the nearest Vichy port. So I just brought it here, where there was a Vichy port, from here. The sub and the transport there, just so you know. Increases. Finland's got an extra dude. Switzerland's got an extra mountain. Yugoslavia's got an extra dude. Russia, I've done nothing with them. Same with all the other allies. I've done everybody except for Germany and France. I haven't done anything with their stuff. Poland has I don't have any torpedo boat destroyers in the British color. However, white for the FEC will work on my map for now. So this is the Polish torpedo boat destroyer. I forgot to fight that as the Germans last turn. And these have been aligned to Poland, or to British, and that has been replaced with a British soldier. The Russians may still, if they sign the pact, move in there and take it out. I've also forgotten on the place units box for all the nations, they had some naval units. So there's a sub and a destroyer here, and a sub and a destroyer here for both Germany and Russia. I've just been using the setup for Turkey at war, so I've added that in there. An extra 6 infantry in Istanbul on the far right, the fighter and medium bomber that are closest to you in the middle location, and that infantry in Kars. Oh, Ankara is the middle location if you're interested. Let's see what else happened. Another thing I find odd in the rules, but I did anyway. In the neutral setups, Siam aligns in 1939 to Japan. However, in 1940 on the neutral build chart, it says it gets an extra militia. It's up. Sometimes we do it, sometimes we don't. Depends on whether we forget or not. All right. Let's see, what else do we have going on here? So I've aligned all this stuff, changed their units, changed their income. Now let's look at this here. This is another piece that I had shown, but due to the powers of video editing, accidentally removed. Now, let's, just since I forgot to move these up as the French and I built infantry for them instead, let's just assume that these French forgot or neglected to move these forward. with the capture of their capital and shipyard, they lose the production of these units. So these will be replaced with German units. If Germany so desires, they may build these forward. Alright, so Germany's going to have their own battleship that was already on here, plus the one that the French had, and a French cruiser that's now German. Alright, besides that, not a lot happens in this turn that I have not put in here already. So, yeah, I'm going to leave it there. If there's anything else you notice that I neglected to do or whatever, just leave it in the comments and I'll give you an answer for it. Okay, thank you.